Hello, everyone. My name is Anastasia. I'm one of PyBerlin organizers, and today we have our really interesting podcast with Amr. Hello, Amr. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for dedicating your time today for PyBerlin podcast. We're super happy to have you today and get to know your experience. So could you please briefly introduce yourself and maybe tell us a bit more about what you do?
Hi, it's my pleasure actually to be here. Thank you for having me. So to start with, my name is Amr. I'm originally come from Egypt. I am a quality assurance engineer for almost, let's say, 5 years. Yeah, 5 years now. 3 of them are here in Germany. I did a couple of things actually before being a QA. I started as a sales engineer and then technical support in internet service provider company, and then tester in IBM in Egypt, and then I became a QA engineer here in Germany. It was quite a journey, I would say.
Yeah, really interesting journey. So can you tell us a bit more about your job? What is that you do and how your day-to-day at work looks like?
Sure. Briefly, I do manual testing. I also do automation testing. I write functional tests, functional end-to-end tests, and API tests in PHP using Codeception framework. This is the framework for testing that I'm using. I also use a tool called Allure for reporting. So till now, I don't use any test management tool so far. I'm currently still experimenting a couple of test management tools to choose between one of them. About my day-to-day, my day-to-day work, actually, let's say it's quite busy. I mean, beside the usual fights between developers and QA. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, no fights at all. It's really nice team. But yeah, beside that, we have the usual agile rituals between the stand-up reviews, refinements, and so on. Beside that, also, yeah, basically in the morning, I check the automation pipeline. We have a pipeline that we check our test automation thing. So I see if there was any failing tests and so on. Also, we have some night builds to check or to update our KA machines. Also checking that to check our infrastructures and KA machines if it's running smoothly or not. After that, also checking my tickets, of course, to see if there is any ticket that it's ready to be KA'd or not. Writing tests for new features and tickets and so on. So yeah, this is like my day-to-day work.
Sounds really interesting, and also with the fight part. I would ask you to share maybe some advices for our listeners. If anyone would like to become a quality assurance engineer, what do you suggest to learn for that?
Yeah. So if someone actually wants to learn or to start in the field of quality assurance, I would the most important thing is actually to never stop learning. I mean, and also keep in contact with the testing community over the different social media types, Facebook, Twitter, Meetup, and everything. Keep in contact with the community. I'm always amazed by the community actually and how they support new people and the people actually in the community. If you would like to start learning about testing, automation, everything, you can find a huge library of learning on Ministry of Testing. And Ministry of Testing is a huge library of testing and tutorials, video, articles, books, and everything. Also keep in touch with the conferences and like Agile Testing Days conference, Test Patch conference, online testing conference. I mean, there are a lot of conferences and meetups for this. So if you keep contact with the community, this would be a great help for you in the field. And they helped me a lot, actually, to say.
As a person from the community as well, I really love the community, and I think that's a really, really good advice.
Yeah, exactly.
I was also wondering, I know that you're giving talks at the meetups and also you have your own projects. Can you tell us a bit more about those?
Yeah, I didn't, maybe I didn't give a lot of talks like you, but yeah, the talk maybe that I gave once was actually related to Watson, the artificial intelligence engine from IBM. This was one talk. I work at an IBM, and then we had a project actually once that's related to Watson, and that was actually the talk that I was giving in one of the meetups. About my side projects, I recently came interested in Raspberry Pis, and I recently had my first Raspberry Pi at home, and I did a Pi-hole. Pi-hole is a thing actually to, I don't know if you know this already, but is a thing to, you know it, to plug
Yes.
all the advertising from your home network. Yeah, exactly. It's really cool. I had it running now since like more than 6 to 7 months now, and it's brilliant. I'm currently integrating this also with a VPN, but it's I would say it's interesting actually how these things works. So yeah, this is my current side project that I'm working on.
Wow, that's impressive. Actually, I got some help to set up a Pi-hole for streaming for PyBerlin. So it was great that I didn't have to do it myself, but I got a lot of help.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be great to have somebody help you out as well.
Yeah.
So how did you start that project?
Well, I found actually someone asking something about Whitehole in Twitter, and then I started searching from that. And then I didn't know actually that there is such a thing that you can put in your own home network, and then it can simply prevent all the ads from all your devices and everything. And then after I start searching and reading a lot in the forums and also in their Reddit also and everything, I found it really interesting, and I thought, wow, that's really cool. Let's start this. So I put a Raspberry Pi. I put actually the first model, that's the Raspberry Pi Zero, which is working on wireless and so on. It doesn't have much resources at all, just the basic model. And then I flashed the software of the Pi the thing, yeah. And then I installed Pi-hole on it, and and then I started adding lists, black lists on it, and I can now I would say prevent even YouTube ads, which is cool. So
Yeah,
now I
that's
can run
really
YouTube,
useful.
yeah, without ads. That's really cool.
Maybe that could be your next talk for PyBerlin.
Right, could be.
Great to have you here as well. I know that you're an expat and you're living and working in Germany for already quite some time. How different is work in IT in Germany comparing to your country?
Yeah, I would say the tech industry in my company is kind of premature, and compared to Germany, of course. And also the payout, I would say it's quite less between, I mean, comparing it the payout in my country to the cost of living and so on. And my country is totally different than Germany. So I would say in Germany, of course, it's better, hence the moving. But yeah, um, I would say I'm actually amazed by how the tech industry here in Germany is going on, and I really like it so far.
Did you have any challenges after you relocated at work, maybe, or in general?
I wouldn't say work related challenges. I would say that the only challenge that I have so far is the language. I mean, the German is not my second language, even not my first, of course. I mean, it's my third language. My second language is English. So learning German was quite hard. I mean, really hard for me. I progressed on the level, so I reached, I think, B1 level, something like this. But I wouldn't call myself fluent, and I still have problems reading the formal letters, from the even from the kindergarten, from the doctor, from the school, from my kids. I mean, still difficult for me to to grasp all these. I don't know. Maybe it will come by time. But yeah, I would say this was actually my biggest challenge so far, the language.
Yeah, sounds really similar to my challenges.
Yeah.
I'm also struggling a lot with that.
Yeah.
How would you suggest to overcome those challenges with the language?
Well, I would suggest actually that you keep learning. I mean, you don't stop ever learning. So you should keep joining courses and joining also Sprachcafé, and also following with people online. Surround yourself with people who are speaking German, so you can stay in touch with the language itself. Watch movies and series and everything. I mean, surround your life with the German language, and then I think you will overcome this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's a really good advice. I will try to take it myself. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was actually also curious, what inspires you the most in software development and quality assurance, like in your projects as well?
Yeah. I think I said this already, but I'm really inspired and amazed by the community and the community help actually that they are providing. I mean, in the IT in general, I would say I could never actually finish the PyHole project without the help of the community. Even now, I'm trying to connect that with a private VPN, so I can access that from like outside network, and I still have my own DNS and my own blocking and so on. I had some difficulties on that, which couldn't be solved at all without the community help. Um, that's really brilliant. That's really amazed me. Like, yeah, people who are like they're just like they're spending their own time, their own effort, just for helping people, just for nothing. They don't get anything in return, which is really amazing, I would say.
How do you actually find the people to help?
um Communities, Twitter most of the time, Reddit, and GitHub, of course. So yeah, just contact people there, Twitter, Reddit. Still, I mean, on the subreddit. So on the subreddit of PyHole, subreddit of PyVPN, subreddit of OpenVPN, subreddit. I mean, choose your own interest, and then you just post your question there, and you will find people. Which is, yeah.
Yeah, sounds really nice. That community is always supporting.
Yeah.
That's why I
Exactly.
really love Berlin and Germany in general.
Yeah. I don't know about other states. I mean, could be also in other like big cities like Hamburg or Munich or something. Also, they have cool communities there. But yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for a really nice inspirational talk. And to wrap it up, I would ask you to share one advice for our listeners.
Attend meetups.
That's a good one.
Yes. Especially
Continuation.
PyBerlin.
Yeah, continuation of our talk.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would say, of course, I mean, attend meetups. I mean, when I first came to Germany, and I think we experienced this together when the first company actually closed um, due to insolvency and so on. What really helped me also the meetups. So what happened is that I was just attending meetups, um, getting to know new people and so on. And then in one of them, I just met someone who was like, yeah, okay, we need a QA person in our company, and here I am. I'm in the company for like 3 years now, almost 3 years now. So I would say attend meetups, keep in contact with the community in all over the social media. This will make your life a bit easier, a lot easier, I would say.
Sounds like your dream company found you at the meetups.
Yes.
Nice. Great level of happiness.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amr, today for this talk. Thank you for all your advices and for sharing your experience with us. And hope to see you in the next series and maybe at PyBerlin Meetup next time.
Maybe, yeah. Let's hope. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. See you.